So what makes a good versus a bad negotiator, in your opinion?
Well, I
Mhm.
have joked in other contexts, if you are the equivalent of a bad first date, which means you talk about yourself the whole time, you show
Mhm.
no interest in the other person who is there, and you wonder why they don't want to see you again. That has been my description of a bad negotiator. To me, a good negotiator is listening. They're
Mhm.
looking to create value for both sides. They're looking to be fair. And I think really striving for win-win. People have joked that a good negotiation means both parties are a little bit unhappy. But I would tell you my view of a good negotiation is both parties are happy, or at the very least feel like the outcome is fair.
So, looking back at your career, are there particular negotiations that you can speak to without conflicts of interest to illustrate, let's say, some of those that stand out in your mind?
Well, there have been some interesting ones, and I would say one that was most interesting and became the subject of a book was
Hmm.
when I was still acting as a lawyer, and we were in a class action. Sears is a named plaintiff suing Visa and
Yeah.
MasterCard in an antitrust case. And we actually
Hmm.
were in settlement negotiations, and it was in Brooklyn, New York, with the context of a trial looming, and really looking for where their common ground. And this was a generally not an ongoing relationship, other than the no one's going to stop taking credit cards, so it's in the context of how do you get a an agreement in that context. And there was lots of people, lots of senior people involved, so it was really interesting to see how do you maneuver. And in that case, the judge played a really big role of trying to bring parties together. And I think in contexts where you're negotiating a business arrangement, it's often thinking through where is there additional information and who can help. And sometimes having a third party mediate or arbitrate, a really challenging negotiation or bring in a different perspective can be super valuable. And I think that
Hmm.
was an example of that kind of arrangement working well.